Do you ever feel that you're carrying the world on your shoulders? That life is going wrong over and over again, like a nightmare, frustrating. Just when you thought things were fine again, another problem comes and you face, I don't know, it may be that there's never enough money, that people always disappoint you, illness, I don't know. Seems like life is an impossible battle to win. Do you ever feel like that? Well, that's very normal, but it comes from a mistake in understanding. So let me tell you that you have all the strength you could imagine. You have unlimited strength. You are unbeatable. Life cannot beat you down no matter what. You have God's power. You have boundless capacity to undertake any challenge that life can throw at you. So when you feel that you feel frustrated because life is like, for example, like an ocean, like a storm in the ocean that is just throwing one wave after another at you. And just whenever you thought you were just getting over this thing, another one comes and splashes you in the face, like huge power. And you're just a little tiny little thing against that. Well, there's a way to be in the ocean with this little boat, with a huge storm. And with this little boat, being able to ride a wave. At some point, you can be so good at it that as much as there is the biggest storm in the world, like you may have death around you, you may have horrible situations, you're still floating on top of the wave. And at some point, you start realizing that where suffering actually comes from. Because we do believe we suffer because of the things that happen to us. And it seems to be like that because the way we are set up to react to it. So the trick to access your unlimited strength is actually to shift the perspective about what you are. So instead of being the person, whenever you feel weak, whenever you feel you're powerless, it's because you got trapped. Your attention got trapped in the thinking of a person, of a separate person, a limited person, and that has limited strength. And everything feels like you're fighting against unlimited. Seems that life goes against you. But I hope you find the wisdom, the courage to go a bit deeper inside of yourself and noticing that it doesn't have to be like that. There's another way, and you have access to it no matter what. So you have to change the shift, or at least take this as a hypothetical possibility. I don't want you to believe what I'm saying. I want you to try it, to test it. So a challenge comes into your life. Maybe money. Maybe, again, people disappointing you. Or certain kind of challenges. You have two options. You have two mindsets. One mindset, it is making you feel like a victim and feeling fear because you cannot control the situation and feeling like powerless, basically. All the time fight against the universe. It will eventually get you depressed or apathetic or disenchanted with life. You just like close down and become insensitive. And you have another mindset that it will make you feel that nothing can stop you. It will make you feel, regardless of the situation, the same situation, two mindsets. This other mindset will allow you to surf, to ride the wave of any challenge that could come at you. That's kind of the situation where you are now. You have to choose. And I'm not saying one is truer than the other, let's say. We're not seeing from there. we are seeing from the point of view, it doesn't matter. But the way that you think like this creates this experience to you. The way you think like that creates this experience to you. So I'm going to throw at you some sort of challenge to, I'm saying another challenge. But no, it's not a challenge. It's actually a suggestion that you take the stand of the universe, not the stand of the person. So there's this situation in your personal life where it feels like, but it's like in a movie, right? You like to see movies. You love and go there, you go with the popcorn, and oh wow, this great movie. Yeah, where this guy is this woman is getting in this horrible situation and they have to get out of it. Maybe a comedy, maybe a drama. But we're there just enjoying how this character is going through these challenging situations. Well, you can live your life from there. And you're paying attention. It's not denial. It's not like shutting down and not seeing what's happening and not reacting accordingly to the situation. No, it is like you are enjoying even the things that are apparently suffering because they are not suffering. A challenge could be how you tap into your actual power, how you surprise yourself and realize that you were more powerful than you thought you were. And you do that by shifting away from this personal point of view where you think you are weak and you're fighting against an unlimited life that is hitting at you circumstances. Take it as a working hypothesis to try what happens if for example, you're in a dream. And there's this whole situation in the dream. You could try to control the dream, try to change things in the dream, but you can do that. You can influence the dream, that is true, but it will end up always catching you back. So there's no chance that your intent to control, because you don't have enough information to understand all the variables of all possible parallel universes. It's impossible. Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. So the other chance, and that's what enlightenment, that's what spirituality is all about, is that no, here's the thing. There's this ultimate trick where you actually just become lucid in the dream. And that, my friend, will be enough. Even when life becomes a disaster from everybody's point of view. Think about someone who's running in the mountain at 5 a.m. with rain and cold and just running. You may think, okay, that's the most horrible situation in the world. Well, there's a lot of people who do that out of personal choice. They go there and they go through all this. You may think, how is it possible that someone does that? Well, mindset. They are understanding they're getting out of the situation. Even the situation itself may be incredibly uncomfortable and challenging. But it's in this challenge where they learn to tap and let go of this personal weakness and becoming the unlimited strength that you are. And you can only do that through challenges. You see, it's not that life is a curse and you don't have all the money. You may need to pay the rent in the end of the month, or you may not, and again, another person that disappoints you and betrays you, or something like that. Or just fear, feeling anxious, feeling worried, or depressed. All that, it is the challenge, how you discover that you are everything, that you are God. You have God's strength. You're not separated from the whole. You can't. And so what I'm suggesting you to do, this is the practical part of the video, to leave you with something. Hopefully it helps you integrate this apparently profound idea. You may say, okay, I like that. But how? How you do that? Well, this looks like someone trusting. Next time you face a challenge, and you may be facing a challenge right now, it's not that you don't do what you have to do, but if you shift your mentality to a trusting mentality, trusting in the sense like you don't understand all the variables of the future, or what can happen, and why this happened in this way, in this moment. You cannot understand. Let go of that idea that you know everything and you know what's best, even for yourself, in the sense of trying to working hard against everything. You don't need that. You can do that. But I suggest you not to have such a hard life. So it's not that I'm saying be passive against the challenge. Of course, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that you could feel the challenge like the guy running at 5 a.m. in the mountains against the storm, or someone crossing the Atlantic. I had a friend who actually crossed the Atlantic with a little boat, just like rowing, just as a challenge. Only to me, that looks like a very uncomfortable thing to do. And why would anyone would do that? And he did that. And also he like swim for very long distances. To me, that sounds like, wow, how could someone want to do that? Well, here's the thing. The solution to all your problems is when you become that person that is looking at the challenge like you're getting something out of it. And yeah, the situation made you feel apparently lose something, but you gain on perspective, sweet. You gain on the unlimited strength. And at some point, I hope this resonates with you right now. At some point, eventually, you can become so good at balancing out that nothing in this life brings you down, because that suffering is a choice. We tend to think, no, I'm suffering because I'm a person and this whole situation is bringing me down and I cannot do anything. My mother's dying. It seems you're powerless. It seems you can't do anything about it. It seems like you can try as hard as you want, but I'm saying you don't need to suffer. Actually, by doing that, you will be the most compassionate and loving, and you will give the best, let's say, for, again, the situation where your mother will die. And my mother died like 3 years ago. So I'm not making this up. I'm also like you. I'm a human person facing circumstances. But I'm here just to remind you that you can go through your life, you can through anything that comes at you with the strength of God. And just that, only that will make you feel, will make you start enjoying life. Not like a horrible drama, but a drama that you've seen in a movie. Wow. And of course, a movie is like a passive situation here. It's more interactive. It's your life. Just go through it, do what you have to do. Work longer hours. Think creatively to find a way of earning money. And try to think about why people always disappoint you on that. If there's anything you can you find a way of choosing different people? Is there anything different you can do? With curiosity, with openness. That's how you little by little tap into this whole thing. But mostly importantly, down in the moment where you are, when you feel on your knees because life is beating you down, that moment is where trusting this is happening for a reason you don't understand. And as I said before, you actually don't have other choice. Any other choice is suffering. So trusting that you don't know what's happening, trusting that this situation, this challenge can help you tap into an unlimited strength and something that is impossible to be beaten down by anything. Once you realize that, your experience of life, your experience of your challenges change. And the challenges feel exciting, feels like a puzzle to solve or something like that. It feels like it helps you tap into your potential. It feels like it's enriching you in a deeper level. And then you enjoy the rest. And when things come, you even appreciate them more. So, my friend, you have unlimited strength to deal with anything life could throw at you. And you do that by trusting, relaxing, an open, curious mind, tapping into your creativity, and how to find a different way of acting, dealing with the situation, something you haven't done before. Try, play around with it. But you can only do that if you release from the belief you are a person, small, limited person living in a body and a mind, fighting against the world. Trust. Trust in your strength. You have God's strength for you if you trust. Life is not against you. There is another way to deal with anything. I hope this fills your heart with strength and peace. So enjoy your day.